So we've got a 1 hour yin practice this evening. We're going to start in, just add Lorna in. Hi Lorna, I've muted everyone, but no. Yeah, so we're going to start in Shavasana pose, or corpse pose, you might know it as. So we'll lay down. I'm going to stay seated so that I can talk, but I want you to start lay down on the mat with the hands either side of the body, with the palms faced up. You're going to take the feet about mat width distance, or a little bit wider, so the toes fall out to either side, and see if you can walk the shoulders away from the ears. So we've got a nice long neutral spine. And then close down the eyelids. And we're going to start the practice this evening in Shavasana so that we can really kind of arrive onto the mat and arrive onto the practice. So whatever happened today, whatever happened yesterday, whatever you've got to do tomorrow, just starting the practice in complete stillness for the body. Letting the breath just come in and out through the nose or the mouth, whatever feels natural. And just start to notice where your awareness is. So yoga is the practice of the awareness and the body and the breath. So uniting the breath and the body so that we can bring our awareness to the present moment. And maybe just taking note if you feel as if your awareness is maybe a little bit more in the past. Maybe milling over something that's already happened. Or maybe your awareness is in the future about what we've got to do this week. Starting to bring your awareness to the body. Start to check in with your own body. Start to notice how your head feels, how your shoulders feel, how the shoulder blades in the middle of the back, any sensations in that area. Noticing how heavy the left arm feels into the mat, and how heavy the right arm feels into the mat. Noticing the weight of the chest and the stomach, any sensations in the hips. Just checking in with the leg, the left leg and right leg, just seeing if you can let it be really heavy into the mat. Holding the body in complete stillness. And if the mind is still a little bit monkey mind, maybe wanting to go to the next pose already, then just be patient and just bring your awareness back to the breath and the body. And then starting in Shavasana this evening, I'm going to lead us through a practice this evening which is deeply restorative. So it might feel a bit slower than your usual yoga practice, especially if you've not done yin before. And I want you to see if you can keep your eyes closed for the remainder of the practice. Obviously, if you need to open them as we move, feel free to do so. But seeing if you can keep the eyes closed, that you bring your awareness inwards. And if that's a concept that's new to you, then you're just going to keep your awareness on the breath. And with the eyes closed, you're going to gently focus your point on the third eye. So with the eyes closed now, just see if you can bring your awareness to your third eye, right in between the forehead. Sorry, right in between the eyebrows on the forehead. See if you can soften the jaw, soften the tongue. And then we're going to start to lengthen the breath. So stay and lay down. I want you to lengthen the breath in through the nose. And then lengthen the breath out through the mouth. So taking a deep breath in through the nose to the count of 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open the mouth and just let the breath fall out of the mouth. So don't push the breath out, just let it fall out. And again, inhale in through the nose for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Open the mouth and just let the breath go. Seeing if you can take it up to 6 this time. Inhale in for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Open the mouth and just let the breath fall out. Inhale in deeply through the nose. Open the mouth, exhale out. So trying to prolong the breath, making it length on the inhale and length on the exhale. And then after the next exhale, taking one deep breath in and out through the mouth, whatever feels right for you, whatever pace feels right. And then we're going to start working with holding the breath. So again, staying down in Shavasana, you can keep the hands where they are, or if you want, you can place the hands on top of the belly button. So really starting to bring our awareness, bring the breath into the belly. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose, keep the eyes closed. Deep breath in, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. At the top this time, you're going to hold the breath. Feel any sensations in the stomach and the chest as you try and keep all of that oxygen in the body. Make sure the body is heavy into the mat, and then exhale through the mouth. And again, inhale deeply through the nose. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath, relax the jaw, keep the eyes closed. Feel that oxygen go into every part of the body, from the tip of the toes to the top of the head. And then open the mouth and exhale out. One more. Take a deep breath in. This time I want you to breathe in through the nose for as long as you can. When you feel as if you can't fill your lungs with any more breath, I want you to take one more sip of air through the nose. Then you're going to hold the breath, and you're just going to soften in the throat. See if you can focus on that third eye in between the eyebrows. Keep the breath held in, stimulating our vagus nerve as we hold the breath in to switch to relax and restore. Open the mouth and let it go. Then just let your breath return to normal for a few breaths. So whether you're a throat breather, a belly breather, whatever breath is natural to you right now, just let the breath continue to go in and out at your own pace. And then keeping the eyes open, you're going to see if keeping the eyes closed, you're going to see if you can bring the feet close towards the bum cheek. So a nice bend in the knee. And then we're going to take the arms out like a T. So out like a T with the backs of the hands into the mat. If that doesn't feel right for the shoulders, you can place the palms into the mat for a bit more of a twist into the shoulders, but just have a play around with one and the other and just see what feels right. And then when you found a place where your arms are out like a T, I want you to see if you can walk your shoulders down away from the ears. So really elongating into the spine. And then again, option to keep the eyes closed if that feels right. If it doesn't, then you can just bud them halfway open and return back to closed eyes when you feel comfortable. And then this time we're going to set the breath for the yin practice. So we're going to take a deep inhale in through the nose for the count of 4. We're going to hold the breath at the top for the count of 3. And then you're going to let the breath fall out through the nose. Inhaling in through the nose for the count of 4. See if you can send that belly to the the breath to the depths of the belly. Hold at the top for the count of 3. And then exhale out. Let the breath go. On the next inhale, see if you can take as deep breath in as you can. As you hold the breath at the top, see if you can relax the arms into the mat, relax the shoulder blades, let them be heavy. And then exhale out. Keeping the arms in a T if that's comfortable for you. You're going to gently straighten the right leg towards the sky. If at any point the arms don't feel comfortable, you can bring them down either side of the hips, but just see if you can have them a little bit away from the body. And then we're just going to start to circle the right foot. So again, keeping the eyes closed if you can, it will just take away any distractions and really keep your awareness in the body. And then changing the direction of the circles of the ankles. So remembering that yin is about slowing down the practice. We're so used to everything being so busy. So just taking the circles of the ankle nice and slow. And then when you're ready, place that right foot down to the mat. Straighten the left foot towards the sky. Straighten the leg as much as you can, but don't worry if it's not straight. And then we're just going to circle that ankle again. So removing any stagnant energy or tension in the ankles. And then changing direction with them circles nice and slow. Gently release that left foot back down. This time on the inhale, you're going to bring the hands up above you. And then on the exhale, you're going to take the hands towards the sky on the inhale. And then on the exhale, the hands are going to come to the ground above the head. So depending what tension you've got in your shoulders, you might not get all the way to the ground, but just see if you can work with it. So on the inhale, we're going to reach up with the hands. And then on the exhale, take the arms back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, back. And then we're going to hold. We're going to inhale the arms above the face towards the sky. Hold the breath, hold the arms. And then on the exhale, take them above the head as far as they'll go. So you've got a nice stretch for the shoulders. Inhale up. Exhale down. Really using the breath. So on the inhale, really reach towards the sky with the hands. And then on the exhale, really let the breath go and really let the shoulders fall behind the head if you can. 2 more of these at your own pace. Inhale up, exhale down. And then on the next inhale, taking the arms in front of the face towards the sky, just start to circle the wrists. So again, nice and slow. Notice if you've automatically gone to really quick movements, just take the movements nice and slow with the wrists. Letting the shoulder blades be heavy into the mat, letting gravity take all the weight into the ground, and then change directions with the wrists. So really slow movements. And then when you're ready, releasing the hands either side of the body with the palms faced up. And then we're going to straighten the right leg towards the sky and then gently back down. And then on the inhale, we're going to straighten the left towards the sky. See if you can get the leg as straight as you can. And then exhale back down. On the inhale, we straighten the right. Exhale down. And see if you can really exaggerate the breath. So take a deep breath in through the nose. Straighten that left leg as much as you can. And then exhale down. Inhale right. Exhale down. And now tight the back of your legs are. Just move at your own pace from left to right. Keep the eyes closed if you can. Just see if you can just go off my verbal cues. I can 99.9% say that you're doing it right, just off listening. And if the only way you can do it wrong is if you're in pain, you just listen to what feels right for the body as you straighten the legs left and right. And then you're going to see if you can straighten both legs towards the sky. Option to keep the hands on the ground if you can. You don't need to get the legs straight, but just as straight as you can. The hands don't feel comfortable there, you can bring them on top of the belly button. And then you're just going to see if you can gently relax the feet, relax the ankles. See if you can relax the lower back into the mat. Options across the ankles if that feels better, and you can have a generous bend in the knee. The idea here is that we've just got a bit of an inversion. So we're shaking up the blood and the energy flow from the feet down to the knees and the hips. Continuing to breathe. Deep breath in. Hold the breath at the top. And then deep breath out. And then when you're ready, gently lowering the feet towards the mat. Hands are going to come either side of the hips. And then we're going to very gently lift the hips off the ground. It doesn't have to be much, even just by an inch or a centimetre. And then on the exhale, take it down. So on the inhale, push the feet into the ground, lift the hips towards the sky, squeeze the glutes, and then take it down. 2 more of these. Another inversion, taking the hips higher than the heart. Really good for any anxiety or depression. And also good for changing our perception on things, which I think we can all agree we need a little bit more at the moment. The continuing lockdown. So just continuing to lift and lower the hips at your own pace. So really slow movements, as if you're kind of moving in slow motion. Using the breath. And then on the last one, you're going to hold. So on the next inhale, as you take the hips up wherever you can, you're going to hold at the top, push into the ground with the feet. Keep the eyes closed, hold the breath, and then release and let it go. Take the arms out like a T again. And this time you're going to bring the knees towards the chest. You're going to let the knees fall over to the left. So the arms are out like a T. We're going to look to our right hand, and we're going to stretch into the side body here. So when you bring the knees, see if you can bring them as close to the chest as you can, and then just let them fall over to the left. If you need to straighten the right leg, you can do. If you need to put a cushion under the knees, you can do. The idea here is that we're getting a stretch in this right side of the body. So really letting the head fall over towards the right. If that doesn't feel right for the neck, you can bring it back to neutral. And really letting the legs fall over towards the left. Surrendering them to gravity, surrendering them to the pose. Feel that stretch in the right side of the body, and let's come back to the breath. Let's take a deep breath in together for the count of 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Keep the eyes closed. Relax the jaw. Exhale, release the breath and let them hips fall a little bit more towards the left. Inhale deeply. Taking in fresh energy, oxygenating the body, letting the cells renew at a deeper level. Holding the breath at the top. And then exhale, release. 2 more deep breaths here at your own pace. Deep breath in. Seeing if with every exhale you can let their knees fall over to the left a little bit more, feeling the stretch into the right side of the hip and the body. One more deep breath. And then when you're ready, option to keep the hands where they are and see if you can lift the knees without using the hands. If you can't, then just use the hands to lift the knees up. And then we're going to drop the knees over to the right, looking over the left if that's better for you, or you can keep a neutral neck. Either way, seeing if you can let them knees fall over to the right, so that you've got a nice twist on the right side of the body this time. Again, we're not going to hold these poses very long if we don't breathe. The mind's going to get too agitated. It's going to want to do something else. So we're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to hold all the oxygen in our body, renewing our muscles. And then you're going to exhale, let the body be heavy. Inhale deeply through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. Relax the shoulder blades. Exhale, release. 2 more deep breaths at your own pace. Notice the body in complete stillness as you just focus on the breath in and out through the body. One more inhale in, hold, exhale. And then when you're ready, you're going to bring that left arm to meet the right arm. So we're going to end up laying on our right side of the body. And for now, I want you to just tuck yourself up into a little ball. So knees as close to the chest as you can. Option to make a little pillow with your hands if you need to. Keep the eyes closed and just let the body rest here for a moment before we come to seated. I'm going to invite you here before we move again to just set an intention for the class. Maybe a negative energy or emotion you want to let go of. Maybe a lifestyle you're working to incorporate a yoga practice every day. Whether just more flexibility for the body in these uncertain times. Whatever your intention is, keep that awareness in your third eye, in your heart, throughout the practice. And just remind yourself why you've stepped on the mat this evening. And then when you're ready, again, option to keep the eyes closed if you can. You're going to use the hands and you're going to gently come up and you're going to push yourself up into a seated position. So you've got options with your legs this evening. You can leave them as they are as you push yourself up. So you're on the side if that feels right. I'm going to do that, but I'm going to change the opposite side. So you can come to cross leg position. You want to do like I've done, I've just got my left foot on the right thigh. Just see if you can listen to the body. So be really intuitive. So the thing with yin is that I really want you to try and listen to the body when you do your practice with me. Because what feels right for my body might not feel right for yours. So if it doesn't feel right to have the legs crossed, change them. Just find a place where you can sit with a really long, tall spine. So we want somewhere where the base of the spine to the top of the forehead, the top of the back of the head is a nice long straight line. And if you are sitting on the bum cheek, see if you can lift the flesh of the bum cheek so the bony part of the pelvis is touching the floor. And then we're going to place the hands on the knees. We're going to place the palms face down. So in our evening yin practice, we place our palms face down so that we're ready to feel grounded, settling down from the day so that we can feel nice and sleepy and relaxed. And then I want you to find a nice neutral spine so that your gaze is right in front of you, but you're going to keep the eyes closed. So making sure there's a nice space in the chin and the chest. So the back of the neck is nice and straight. There's nothing compressed on the back of the neck. We're not looking down too much. You're just sitting nice and tall. You're going to keep the eyes closed. Really let the palms fall into the knees, nice and heavy. And then just start to notice the left and the right side of the body. See if you can feel any imbalances between the left and the right side. The yin and the yang side of the body is the left and the right as well. So we have a yin and yang side of the practice, and we have a yin and yang side of the body as well. So the left is our yin, the more feminine energy, slow, patient. And the right side is the yang side, so the more faster, dynamic classes. And we need both energies in life and on the mat. We need the yin and we need the yang. So we're just trying to balance out and just noticing if you feel any imbalances in the left shoulder and the right shoulder. See if they feel completely equal. Just focusing on the natural rate of the breath, and we're going to start to lengthen the breath shortly with a bit of movement. So blinking the eyes halfway if that feels right. You're going to gently bring the hands to prayer heart center. And then on the inhale, you're going to take the hands above you with the head, keeping the hands at prayer. And then on the exhale, you're going to bring them down to cactus. So on the inhale, the hands are going to go meet each other at the top. You can look towards the hand if that feels right. And then in the exhale, you're going to cactus. But we're going to make sure that we're really balancing out the left and right shoulder here. So on the inhale, sweep the arms up. See if you can reach towards the sky. And then on the exhale, palms come forwards, bend the elbows. See if you can bring the shoulder blades together down the back. Inhale, reach up. Exhale down. We're going to really slow down this movement, really getting into the shoulder blade. So you're going to inhale up for the count of 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. Hold the breath, hold the pose. And then exhale down. 3, 2, 1. See if you can close the eyes here as we continue to do this at the same count. Up for 3. Hold at the top. Exhale down. Really sink them shoulders away from the ears. Inhale, reach up. 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. If the arms start to ache a little bit or there's a bit of fire created in the arms, just come back to the breath and then release them down for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, reach up. See if you can let the sitting bones be nice and heavy. Nice long straight spine. Hold the breath and then gently come down. One more. Inhale, reach up. 3, 2, 1. Hold at the top. And then exhale down. Gently changing the legs. If you've got them crossed, just change to the opposite direction just to make sure that we've not got any circulation. We're sitting on one side of the leg from the other. And then we're going to do a couple of cleansing breaths. So hands come into the knees again. You're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. On the exhale, when you stick the tongue out and sigh out like a lion. So lion's breath. Inhale in. Exhale, stick the tongue out, sigh out. Inhale in. Exhale out. Inhale in. Exhale out. One more. Inhale in deeply. Exhale, really sigh it out. And then we're going to very gently find a place where the feet can come in front of you. And you want the feet a little bit away from each other so that the legs can be as straight as they can. If you need a bend in the knee, that's fine. The idea here is that we've got a nice long straight spine, flesh is away from the bum cheeks, so the bones, that bony part of the bum is into the mat. So spine's nice and long and the legs are in front. So they're like a little V in front of you. So again, listen to your body. Maybe it feels better to have the feet together. Maybe you want to take them out really wide. For me, it's about hip width distance. Just find where's right so that you can feel a bit of a stretch in the back of the legs. So for now, you're going to place your hands onto the knee. You're going to see if you can sit a little bit taller. And then for now, we're going to relax the feet. So we try not to tense the feet, just relax the feet. Very simply, we're just going to gently look over the left shoulder, but keep the body completely still. And then you're going to look over the right shoulder. Feeling the stretch in the neck, keep the body nice and tall, look over the left shoulder. And then look over the right. On the inhale, take a look over the left shoulder, see if you can look a little bit further and stretch into that neck. And then gently over the right, stretching there. This time coming back to center with the gaze. On the inhale, you're going to take your hands towards the sky. And then on the exhale, you're going to fold forward. So if you've got any cushions here, you want to grab them. You're going to place them on top of the thighs. And then you're going to see if you can fold your chest over the cushions. So the more cushions, the better. So that when we come down, you kind of, if you've not got cushions, that's fine. You can just let the hands fall on top of the knees. Either way, you want to make your spine nice and long and then fold yourself over the legs a little bit further. So depending where you hold tension, really common to hold tension in the back of the legs. So if you do, then you're just going to make sure that your spine is nice and long and then you're folding over. So not arching too much into the back, keeping the back nice and straight as you fold over, and then find a place of stillness. Tuck the chin towards the chest. See if you can let the belly button be drawn a little bit further towards the earth so that you're folded over a little bit more. And again, you can take the feet wider if that feels right. The idea here is that we're trying to stimulate a stretch in the legs by folding over the body. And if you've got tension in the legs, then your mind and your body's probably going to be a little bit unhappy around about now. It's going to be a little bit uncomfortable. That's where we're going to come back to the breath. So we're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. And then you're going to exhale out and let the belly button fall a little bit closer towards the top of the thighs. And towards the air in between the legs. Inhale deeply. Exhale, fold. So there's a reason why sitting in stillness is not easy. Our mind is often quite busy. So just seeing if you can find that stretch, and with every breath, just taking it a little bit deeper into the stretch. We're going to take 2 more deep breaths here. Option to exhale out through the nose or the mouth, whichever feels best for you. And then after your next exhale, you're going to gently walk the arms back towards the hips, releasing the cushion to the side for now. And then you're going to bend the right knee, keep the left leg straight. And then you're going to hug that right knee in towards you. See if you can hug the right. My lefts and rights get so confusing. See if you can hug the right knee with the left arm. And then see if you can just gently look over your right shoulder. Twist into the right with that left leg straight. And then gently come back, releasing that right leg. Bending the left knee this time, hugging it with the right knee. See if you can twist towards the left, look over the left shoulder. And then gently back. And then gently release the legs and just give them a little bit of a shake onto the ground. And then we're going to start to hit the legs. So we're going to start to shake the energy up. So you're going to tap the thighs down, the front of the thighs, the side of the thighs. Changing the energy field, and then the inner side. Renewing the circulation. Taking it down to the knees. Kind of not too loud, so you can hear me. Taking it onto the shins, the back of the calves. If you can reach your ankles, you can do that as well. And then bringing it up towards the stomach, and start just tapping the chest as well. And then taking it all the way down the left arm. Both sides of the arm and the hand. And then take the left arm down the right side of the arm. Front and back. And then gently come back to center. Place the hands on the knees with the legs out in front of you. You're going to close the eyes. Just see if you can notice any sensations on the skin. The temperature. Notice the natural rate of the breath. Gently blink the eyes open. And then when you're ready, you're going to swing the legs down. So if you're on a mat, the legs are going to come to the bottom of the mat. So just so you've got enough space behind you. And then we're going to bring the feet in as close as you can to see if you can sit upright in a position so the hands are to the knees. So the feet can be further away from you or closer, whatever feels best. The idea here is that the spine is nice and straight. Hands are going to come to the shins. And then we're going to see if you can sit nice and tall on the inhale. And then on the exhale, you're going to tuck your chin to your chest and bring your head down in between the knees. So on the inhale, we're going to sit nice and tall. Exhale, you're going to bring the head down towards the chest. We're going to go slow. We're going to take an inhale in and up for 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold the breath at the top. And then exhale down. 2 more. Inhale in. As you straighten the spine, lift the chest towards the sky. And then as you exhale, really round the shoulders. Split the shoulder blades away from each other and tuck the chin towards the chest. 1 more at your own time. And then when you're ready, if you've got cushions, again, you can bring them in here. You don't necessarily need to. But we're going to see if we can find a place where we can come to lie on the mat with the heart space supported. So you've got the option to take the cushion kind of lengthways so that when you come to lay down, the back of the, so ladies would be where your bra strap is, just the back of the heart is supported by the cushions. But if it feels better, you can take it lengthwise so that the whole torso is supported by the cushions. And then you've got an option with your feet. So you can butterfly the legs out either side. So that's the soles of the feet together and the knees are going to fall out. If that's not right for you, you can just simply just straighten the legs down. Either way, before we come down, I want you to sit nice and tall and lengthen the spine. And then you've got the option for 1 or maybe 2 cushions. The only thing I want you to avoid here is avoid any pressure on the neck. So if you come down, you want your neck to feel nice and comfortable. And then you're going to gently use the hands and walk yourself back so that you're either laying into the mat. If you are into the mat without a cushion, you can just use your hands under the lower back, create a little bit of an inversion. Otherwise, you're going to come back with the head and the spine and see if you can make any adjustments that you need to so that the body can just be completely comfortable and relax and let go. So you might need to tuck your pelvis under, or you might need to work the legs. Again, this is your yoga practice, so you came to the mat this evening. It's your body, and only you know what happens in your body. So close down the eyes and just see if you can find a place of stillness in this pose. Hands are going to be either side of the body with the palms faced towards the sky. If you want to connect to the breath, if you feel as if you're losing the breath a little bit, you're going to bring the hands on top of the belly button. So really feeling the belly as you inhale as it rises. And then yourself be a little bit heavier as it falls. So if you are in butterfly legs, the closer the feet are to the groin area, the more in-depth stretch you'll get for the hips. Try not to overstretch the hips. See if you can take them a little bit further away and then gradually bring them closer. Taking any adjustments you need so that you can hold this pose for 1 minute. Keep the eyes closed, connect back into the breath, and just start to notice what's happening in the pose. So with the cushions underneath the back of the heart's slightly inverted off the earth. With the use of gravity, we can just melt the back of the shoulders into the ground, giving all the muscles of the shoulders and the neck a chance to just completely relax and let go. Let go of any conscious or subconscious negative energy that we're carrying around. Depending on the way where your legs are, if you're on butterfly legs, this is a really good hip opener. So really letting the knees fall out either side. We store a lot of emotions in our hips. So just really letting the hips be heavy. Continuing to breathe in deeply through the nose. Hold the breath at the top. And then exhale out. Your mind is maybe bringing you some chitter chatter at the moment, or distracting you. Just gently repeat to yourself in your mind, I'm fully surrendered to the pose. I fully surrender to the pose and to stillness. Notice what happens for you when you're still. Notice the sensations on the skin. The weight of the back of the heart into the mat. The weight of the forehead and the muscles relaxing. Giving yourself permission to just be completely still in this moment. Opening up into the heart space in the front of the shoulders. Continuing to get the benefit of the pose by deeply breathing for the last few moments. Seeing if you can let your body be a little bit heavier with every breath. Taking 2 more deep breaths. And then after the next exhale, only if you're ready, you're going to gently bring the knees together if you're in butterfly, and then using the hands, you're going to gently push yourself up, or option to roll onto one side and push yourself up. But just make sure whatever way you come out of the pose, you come out of it nice and slow. And then removing the cushions for the moment. We're going to come back down to lay onto the mat, and we're going to work on a really deep hip opener here. So finding a comfortable place with the spine into the mat And then for now, let's just take both feet back up into the sky and just start to circle the ankles. Let's circle the wrists up as well. And then gently place the feet back to the mat. You're going to lift the right foot up, and then we're going to place the right foot on top of the left thigh. So building up towards pigeon, reverse pigeon. But before we do that and go into the pose fully, I want you to place the right hand on the right knee and just start to bounce that right knee. Start to feel it into the right hip joint. So when we come to pigeon, we're going to be bringing that hip towards us, getting a stretch into the left and the right hip. And then gently bring the right knee towards the chest, release the right foot from the knee, and then you're just going to start to circle the right knee. So really preparing the hip before we go into pigeon this evening. So circling that right hip round in clockwise direction. And then when you're ready, just changing direction anti-clockwise and just notice any difference one way to the other. And then when you feel as if you've ironed out any little clicks or creaks in that right hip, place the right foot back onto the left knee. And then before we grab the back of the left leg, we're going to walk the left foot as close as we can. It's going to help to grab hold of the back of that left foot. And then you've got options here. If that's enough for you, you're just going to let the right hip fall out. You're still getting a nice hip opener in the right hip. If you can, you're going to come up onto the tiptoes of the left foot and just reach and grab the back of the left leg. If you can, make sure the head is onto the ground. If it needs to come up to grab the back of the leg, that's fine, but just make sure that you're not causing any pain for the back of the neck. Close down the eyes. Take a deep breath in through the nose. And then in the exhale, you're going to pull that left leg a little bit closer towards the chest. So the right foot's going to come with it. The right hip's having a nice stretch. Continuing to breathe, and with every exhale, see if you can bring that leg a little bit closer. Take any adjustments that you need to if something doesn't feel quite right. We're going to hold this pose. So I really want you to find somewhere where you can just connect to the breath and surrender into the pose. It's a really powerful hip opener. So wherever you are, the left and the right hip, just hold them wherever the tension's coming up and breathing through it. Using the breath to remind ourselves that we are safe. Our body can release the tension it's holding. Create more space in the body and the mind. Bringing that left leg a little bit closer with every exhale. Making sure the throat is soft here. Back of the neck is nice and relaxed. Shoulders are nice and relaxed. I'm just using the hands to guide that leg a little bit closer. Breath will always create more space. So with every breath, bring that leg a little bit closer. Feel the stretch. Change maybe from one muscle to another. Silently repeating in your mind. I release any tension held in my hips. I release any tension held in my hips. Bring that leg a little bit closer for the last few breaths. Noticing now, the deeper you breathe, the more space the body will create. Once it knows it's safe, and the muscles can relax a little bit further. Let's do 2 more deep breaths to really get the benefit of this pose. Then after your next full breath, you're going to release the arms or the hands from the left leg, and just let the left leg fall. And before we rush out of this pose, we're just going to start to bounce that right knee again, starting to feel the change of the energy as the blood rushes back to the right leg. And then gently bring the right knee towards the chest. And again, let's start to circle that right hip, feeling any sensations in the joint of the right hip or the groin area. Pick a direction whichever's best for you, and then just change direction. And then we're just going to straighten that right foot towards the sky. Straighten the leg as much as you can. Hold there, really flex the foot as if you're trying to push something towards the sky with the sole of the foot. And then you're going to take the hands out like cactus, so bend the elbows. Place the back of the hands towards the mat. And we're just going to hold there for a second, straightening that right leg as much as we can. As if we're trying to like wring out a dirty dishcloth, you're trying to stretch any tension in the back of that right leg. Option to take the right leg very slightly towards the right, but keep the leg straight as you can. An option to take the right leg to the left. So just kind of tick-tocking the leg from left to right. And depending again what's happening in your body, this brings up a lot of tension in the back of my thighs. So really just bouncing the leg from left to right or tick-tocking it from left to right. Feeling that stretch and remembering to breathe deeply. And then when that's enough for you, you're going to gently bend that right knee. Bring the hands towards the belly button. For a moment, we're going to pause and we're going to close the eyes. And I want you to just notice the difference between the left and the right leg. Changing the energy, the change in the temperature, the blood flow. Take a deep breath in through the nose. Feel the belly rise, it pushes up against the hands. And then exhale out. This time we're going to bring the left foot to the right knee. And we're just going to bounce the left knee this time. Again, just starting to wake up the left hip this time. Probably knows it's its turn, it's going to get tense, it's not sure what's going to happen. And then when you're ready, just starting to bring that left knee towards the chest and just start to take big circles with the hips. And then change the direction of the circles. Again, clicking in the hips can be quite normal, but as long as it doesn't cause you any pain. And then when you're ready and you feel as if that left hip is ready for a deep opening, you're going to bring the left foot to the right knee. Again, walk that right foot as close as you can. It's going to help you grab the back of the leg. And then lift the leg up, grab the back of the right leg with the hands. And then let's make sure that the knee and the hip are in line. So the right knee and the right hip should be a straight line down. As you look at it, make sure it's not to the left or the right. Grab the back of the right leg. Relax both of the feet. They can often kind of flex here to want to do something, but just see if they can just really relax them. Relax the back of the neck and the shoulders into the mat. See if you can just lead this movement in reverse pigeon with the hands. So really letting the arms be heavy if you can. Back of the neck. And with every exhale, you're going to bring that leg a little bit closer. If you need to put your hand on the knee, you can do that as well and bring it in. But just see if you can reach the back of the right leg and just guide it closer to you with every breath. If the left elbow is near the left thigh, option to push that left leg away from you with that left elbow for a bit more of a dynamic stretch. But again, we're not in a yang practice this evening, we're in a yin practice. So we're surrendering to the pose. We're trying not to force any pose, try and just let it be heavy. Then you're going to bring that right leg closer to the chest with every exhale. Deep breath in. Option to hold the breath at the top if that feels right for you. And then with the exhale, bring that leg a little bit closer. Finding the place of stillness so that you can just really surrender to the pose. Surrender to the ebb and the flow of the practice. The ebb and the flow of the mind. Let's come back to that mantra in our mind. I release any tension stored in my hips. I release any tension stored in my hips. That might be conscious or subconscious, so even if you don't realize the tension or you don't necessarily know what it relates to, just really letting the hips be heavy and pigeon. Bringing the leg a little bit closer for the last few breaths. creating a little bit more space for the body with the last few breaths. Especially if this is a difficult one for you, with any tension in the hips. It can bring up a lot of emotions. You can often feel emotional or even cry after doing a hip opener. Whatever you're feeling, just see if you can just let it happen. Take one more deep breath. And then on the exhale, gently release the hands so that the right foot's just going to fall down to the mat. Again, before we move straight out of this pose, let's just bounce that left knee. And then let's just bring that left knee towards the chest and just start to take some circles. So really getting into that joint of the hip. So important because it affects everything that's happening above the hips in the lower back and below the hips in the legs. And then when you're ready, gently straightening that left leg towards the sky. Option to cactus the arms out again, just so that the back of the shoulders can be really heavy. And then see if you can really straighten that left leg as much as you can. Option to hold it straight, or option to take the left leg very slightly towards the left and then tick-tock it to the right. Just starting to notice where that brings up any tension in the legs. Keeping the lower back pushed into the mat, really using the belly button to make sure that we're not arching in the lower back. Taking 2 more deep breaths with the leg in the air. And then gently releasing that left leg towards the mat. Bring the hands on top of the belly button again. Keep the eyes closed and just start to notice the energy in the legs and the hips. As you take a deep breath into the nose, if you feel any tensions come up in that pose, just exhale it through the mouth and let it go. Inhale deeply. Exhale through the mouth. Inhale deeply. Exhale through the mouth. Gently bring both knees towards the chest. And then we're going to just start to rock from side to side. So as if we're giving the lower back a bit of a massage. The kidneys, adrenal glands, all the important organs in the body. And then option to keep rocking from side to side, or option to find neutral point. And then you're just going to start to take the knees in circles away from each other. So the knees away from the body and then split out to the side and then back towards the chest. Starting to feel any clicks or joints in the thighs, and then see if you can change the direction of the circles. So bringing the knees towards the chest, taking them out to the side and then round. One more big circle. And then gently release. And then for the last pose, before we come to Shavasana, I'm going to give you an option this evening. If there's a part of your body which is really calling for a stretch, just be a bit intuitive and just let the body kind of lead you to that stretch, whether it's your neck, back, whatever it is, and take whatever pose feels right for you. If you're not having a particular part of the body and you just want to follow the practice that we're doing, I'm going to come to a restorative bridge pose before relaxation. So you're going to stay where you are and you're just going to lift the hips up towards the sky, but you're going to proper cushion under the back of the hips before they come down towards the earth. So making sure that the hips are supported around about where the back of a jean, a pair of jeans, where the pockets are at the back. You don't want it too high on the lower back. You want it nice and direct into the hips. And then you're going to see if you can walk the feet away from each other and let the knees fall in. If that doesn't feel right for the legs, then just keep the legs at neutral. And then option to stay there if that's enough for you, with just the hips relaxed into the back of the cushion or the ground. Or whatever pose you're freestyling, just really be intuitive. There's no right or wrong way to do it. The only right way to do it is to listen to your body. And then option for the hands. So you can take the hands above the head and release the back of the hands into the mat. That's going to get a nice stretch for the shoulders. If you feel as if you need to release into the back of the middle part of the upper back, the shoulder blade, which you know is causing a lot of people issues who are working from home, you can reach towards the sky with the hands, and then you're going to let the right arm fall over to the left side of the body. Then you're going to let the left arm fall over to the right side of the body. You can walk them a little bit further so the elbows come on top of each other. So that, as if you're trying to grab something from the left with the right hand and from the right with the left hand. Close the eyes. Just let the arms be heavy wherever they are. Whatever pose you're in, just find your center point. Find the place where your body can be still. And just acknowledge how difficult it is to be still, especially in the world as it is at the moment. When are we ever truly just still with no distractions? Give your body and your mind this time to just remove itself from everything that's going on. Find that place inside you of complete stillness and connect back in with the breath. Take a nice, slow, deep breath at your own pace. Taking in fresh oxygen, fresh energy. Exhaling anything that no longer serves us. And then if you've got the arms crossed over the chest, option to just bring them back up and this time just cross in the opposite direction. So whichever arm was on top, just take it the opposite way. See if you can really reach the arms away from each other so that the back of the shoulders are really spread. Take a deep breath in. Deep breath out. Two more deep breaths. And then if you're in bridge with me, then you're going to release the hands either side of the hips. Gently lift the hips off the ground. And then you're just going to slide the cushion away from you. And then we're going to set up for final relaxation pose, Shavasana or corpse pose. So traditional corpse pose is the feet mat width distance or just a little bit wider than the hips with the toes falling out. Hands are going to come either side of the body with the palms faced up. But walk your hands a little bit away from the body, depending on how much space you've got either side of you. Don't knock a candle over like I just done. One, fire safety. Hands are going to come a little bit away from the body. And then I want you to walk the shoulders away from the ears. Now, if you struggle with relaxation, if you've got quite a busy mind or you've got a little bit of aches or pains in the body, I'm going to recommend getting a pillow and just popping it under the back of the knees. So this can really help to relax the body, especially if you've got any lower back issues. And then you've got an option to put a pillow into the back of the head as well. Just make sure there's no pain in the back of the neck. And then again, option here, if you've got a blanket, you can get a blanket and just prop that over you. Close the eyes if they've opened. If you're near the light switch, maybe switch the light off. I want you to find a place where you can lay in complete restorative stillness for the final pose of the class this evening. So for yin, we focus a lot on the breath. For this evening, we've all focused on really deep inhale, exhales. So I want you to just completely let go of the breath. We breathe deeply through our yoga practice. We move the body, all in preparation for this pose. Every yoga practice should always finish with a Shavasana pose so that your body gets to reap the benefits of the practice. So with the eyes closed, I want you to see if you can relax the jaw, relax the tongue. Bringing your awareness to the body. We're going to give ourselves a little bit of gratitude for everything that we've been going through for the last 12 months. No matter how COVID or lockdown has affected you,